Hi friends, KangasCloud here, and we are going to talk about the latest Pokemon news. By now, if you're a fan of Pokemon and a fan of the internet, I'm sure you've heard about the newest Pokemon on the block, and its name is Magiana. Can we all just admit that Pokemon names are hard and nobody usually agrees on how to pronounce them until we hear them in the anime? Anyways, if you've heard about this Pokemon, I'm sure you've seen the hundreds of theories starting to swarm out there about its significance to the game. Whether it be a new legendary for the current generation, a new generation, or a new type of Pokemon altogether. It's all out there if you want to look it up. But you didn't come to this channel for just any old Pokemon theory. You came for a KangasCloud theory. So let's begin. So after sitting down and thinking about it for a second, I realized that this new Pokemon is not actually a Pokemon. It is, in fact, another creature in disguise. And what could that creature be, I hear you asking? Well, it's none other than the Easter Bunny. First, let's look at its design. Its head and torso are obviously based off of some children's perspective of a bunny rabbit. But then there's the lower half. At first glance, it may seem like a replication of a Pokeball, but if you look a little closer, doesn't it start to look like a decorated Easter egg? Now, I know what you may be saying at this point, that the leaks where these pictures actually came from also describe this new Pokemon as being man-made. Well, that's not a problem. You see, the Easter Bunny was man-made. Now, the Easter Bunny is said to originate in German Lutheran folklore hundreds of years ago as a mythical creature, judging good and bad children and bringing them gifts. Basically just a furrier Santa Claus. And not only does this guy look like an Easter Bunny that joined the Avengers, there's also something interesting about the date of this leak. All of this information came to us on February 10th, the beginning of Lent. Now, for those of you who aren't very religious or haven't been following Christianity for the past couple thousand years, Lent is very closely tied to the holiday of Easter. Now, as the pieces start to fit together, I'm sure you're probably saying to yourself, but wait! This leak also said that Volcanion is after this Pokemon because it's hiding a secret. Well, I have a theory for that too, but be prepared to turn your imaginations on. You see, the Easter Bunny was doing fine as a holiday mascot until the arrival of a new guy on the scene, whose name was Santa Claus. The end of the Industrial Revolution of the 1820s, 30s, and 40s also saw the first American mainstream emergence of this jolly bearded, not at all Colonel Sanders' brother, red-suited man who basically functioned in the same role our darling little bunny had been holding for centuries. But while the Easter Bunny had merely a basket and some eggs for the good children of the world, Santa Claus had utilized the full force of these new industrial technologies to build a giant elf slave-run toy production facility, presumably larger than the Pentagon. The Easter Bunny couldn't compete and was quickly forced out of the marketplace. Ashamed and disgraced, the Easter Bunny burrowed its way underneath the Earth's surface into hiding. But soon the bunny had burrowed too far and found itself close to the core of the Earth, where it could not stand the heat and almost died before it was discovered by an early Pokemon professor who used recent mechanical advances to create a bunny-robot hybrid capable of withstanding the temperatures of the Earth's core. The bunny, realizing what a monstrosity it had become, became filled with rage and began plotting revenge on none other than old Saint Nick himself. The poor professor, also realizing what a monster he had created, tried to kill the Easter Bunny before it could become too powerful, but the professor was no more than a walking carrot to his robotic rodent child. Using the professor's technology, the Easter Bunny, now calling itself Magiana, a name it contrived for itself since it was reborn surrounded by the magma of the Earth's core, spent the next 2 centuries building an army of bunny-bot clones, waiting for a time to strike. Meanwhile, on the Earth's surface, Santa Claus had allied himself with Uncle Sam, the guardian of 4th of July, into a very profitable venture. Between Santa Claus's ingenuity and strategic mind and Uncle Sam's resources, the two became seemingly unstoppable. Realizing this, the Easter Bunny devised a plan to take out Uncle Sam first, which is where recent events come in. You see, the next Pokemon movie, the one featuring Volcanion, is set to be released in the middle of July, right after the 4th of July. That's right, where Uncle Sam and his army of rocket-propelled cows, still recovering from Independence Day festivities, will be at their most vulnerable. And after Uncle Sam falls, Santa Claus will be next. That's right. This Christmas, get ready for the release of Pokemon Blood Red, the death of Santa. Think all of this is crazy? Just look at Volcanion's design. Big and red. Just like our perception of Santa Claus. I mean, they're probably just introducing a new generation, but hey, one can dream, right?